Ooh, love the slow fade jazz. Welcome to Last Call for episode 31, everyone. Joined by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, an episode.
An episode.
That was
An episode for sure.
a
very exciting episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's so tired. I'm the only one that has energy here.
Dude, it is 150 degrees in this
It is
room.
not 150 degrees in this room.
I'm sweating.
You're wearing,
You should have had a
you're wearing a
popsicle.
shirt on top of a shirt. Take a layer off.
so much work.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so hot.
This is
Do
the
a layer action.
Yeah, do a
Wow. Save that.
a pun in the last call. Unheard of.
Let's talk about the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An episode of 2 parts.
Yeah, a lot
Yes.
of lore dump, a lot of combat. Usually it's one or the other. We got a little bit of both. For
I
this
like
one.
that. I like that. We were hopping around. That was really good.
I love
Yeah.
splitting the party. It never leads to issues.
Oh my god.
I killed your uncle. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Did you kill him if he was already dead?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, Clue will process that later.
Yeah.
Dylan kept trying to fucking shove a square peg into a round hole with like saying I'm sorry and forcing like trying to make Clue be emotional, and Clue's like, dude,
How's Clue feel?
nothing right now. He's in his battle.
No, I
You'll
know,
feel it,
but
you'll
like,
feel it later.
Later, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
But right now, very much,
your uncle's dead.
he wasn't my dad.
Your
he was
uncle.
my uncle.
He was kind of like your father figure.
Yeah.
How do
like-
who are you to say that?
He
like
was like
more
your pre-Peric, basically, wasn't he?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Because your father is a lazy piece of shit, but
Wow, I'm getting hit from left, right, and center
well,
here.
all the troublemakers know we've been listening to the series.
He's lazy now, but back then when Clue
was a hard
growing up,
worker.
he was a hard worker. He
Oh,
was a
so he
warehouse
deserves
worker.
to be lazy.
I'm recently rich.
Okay, nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
But yeah, Jonas Standy, you guys crushed it. That was sick. Like,
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, we got
did we?
it got a
Like
little
between
spooky.
2 turns, you
Yeah.
basically killed him, which
Well,
is wild.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say right now, with that fight, and again, I don't know the challenge rating on it, but it's not a fight where you're gonna win first and foremost. Like, basically, that fight was designed to, I think you had to survive 4 rounds. That's what I
Gotcha.
had in mind.
And it ended up being 2, maybe.
No, you guys
Wait,
round 4 for
It was 4
rounds.
because we would have kept fighting Pickle until Pickle got summoned to go.
knocked-
Oh, it was 4 because it was
Yeah.
the mirror images. I'm
Yeah.
forgetting.
You knocked
Yeah.
down Jonas Standy after 3, which was crazy.
So was there a possibility that Jonas would have potentially fled and we would be potentially like see him later in the campaign?
Jonas?
So if we didn't kill him.
Jonas
Yeah.
is undead.
No, but I'm just
Oh,
saying
like, if we hadn't
hadn't
killed him.
killed him and the 4 rounds went by until they got summoned, would he start to
So
leave?
He would have started to leave with Pickle as well.
Interesting.
The 2 of them
Gotcha.
together. But speaking of Pickle, I added a little flair to your previous character.
Yes, you did.
need-
I'd love to
I
hear the
need the stat
specifics.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
so Pickle is a rogue, but
Yeah.
he has some feats.
Okay.
So he has the sharpshooter feat,
Which means that he can shoot at long range.
long range without imposing disadvantage.
And
so
his
he
longest range was 300.
300 with his short
feet.
bow.
Yeah.
So even
Nice.
when he was tracking you back in the previous episode, like he was 300
Feet
yards,
away.
yeah,
Yeah.
300 feet away, just trying to
Yeah.
snipe you from afar. And he also has the skulker feat, which
Ugh.
basically means
Oh,
that
okay.
even when you make a shot, whether you hit or not, you don't have to re-roll your stealth checks.
Oh fuck.
That's why you guys can see him. And I
Damn.
wasn't rolling
Yeah, you
additional
weren't,
stealth rolls.
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I was staring at your like
It was confusing.
non-stealth rolls. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what
A
to
nice
charge
twist.
at him.
Yeah, nice twist on it, Chris. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, so that fight was, again, I didn't know how it was going to go because, again, I don't plan for challenge rating, but you
Yeah.
guys crushed with Jonas Standy. Like, Clue, you're doing 70 damage on a
little
reaction.
wild. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Well,
listen, we
we've
have all the
catered
choice
him to
now.
damage.
Yeah.
I have optimized him for damage, and
He's
especially
a
against
paladin.
undead.
And also using your power gauntlet as well, like 3 charges.
That was I've been thinking about that for a while because I've been like tagging one every now and then on,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was looking at my health. I was at 5 HP. And I had recently brought up for all of my healing, all of my lay on hands.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't have a lot of time left, especially with not being able to see Pickle. I was like, I just got to try and kill him now. And so it was breaking that down. It was hard to add up the math, and we'll probably cut it out. It's like,
definitely.
I
It's
get
a lot.
2d6 for my normal attack, an additional 3d6 for my
Power gauntlet.
and an additional 4d8 for the
Divine
radiant,
Smite.
the upcharged divine smite that was then doubled.
Yeah.
How many charges did you use?
3
3.
You
of
can
the
use,
power gauntlet.
Yeah.
you can use 3 at a time.
3 at a
Up
time.
to 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Wow.
And then you got to reroll your 1s and 2s with the great weapon fighting as well.
Yeah.
And it was basically a fight where you just have to stay up, right? You just have to
Yeah.
survive those 4 rounds. Again, you didn't know it was 4 rounds, so
No.
Yeah, but yeah, it could have gone a number of ways, but like you guys
It worked out.
did almost
have-
as well as you could.
Did you have a plan for if we both died? We were both so close to
Chris
dying.
always has
End
a
up with
plan.
the temple with
Does
me.
he? He says he doesn't. He doesn't plan for challenge rating. So
End up in the throne room with me. They're
I
buddies.
guess, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I will say, and I don't think it'll give it too much weight because it wouldn't have happened, or it hasn't
didn't
happened.
happen.
Where if you guys had both dropped to 0 hit points, it wouldn't have been the case where like they would just stab down on you and like failed your death saves. Like they would have kind of let you guys play it out. I'll say that.
Okay.
So even if you went down, there was a chance that you guys would have been able to come out of it. It's just you would have stabilized somewhere else.
Stabilized
Maybe.
at
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
I do like that. I know that you mentioned so many times you're like, I don't really do the challenge ratings. And I think that's great. But I do like that you're like, but I do think that they can only do 4 rounds. I do think that they can only do 5 rounds. Like it is like a challenge rating in itself where you're like, I know how long they should last.
Yeah. Do you have
but-
anything where you like average out Jonas and Pickle's damage rolls and go like, okay, assume I hit 60% of the
Here's that
time.
pool.
How that's roughly.
I'll tell you what I do. I make a character stat sheet. I'm like, fuck, this guy looks hard. And I say, 4 rounds will do it.
Yeah, which is like
Nice.
it's like a challenge rating in itself, which is just interesting. Where it's like I don't know, similar to the troll fight.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Yeah.
about,
Like, yeah.
because it was a situation where it's like, you can't win that on your own. So you just have to survive what? I said 3 rounds back in the
Yeah,
Wandering
3
Wonder.
rounds.
But
Yeah,
also
18 seconds.
the meat place. What am I talking about?
with my
Slaughterhouse.
dad.
Slaughterhouse
Yeah.
back in
Oh,
Tilda.
yeah.
It was also around baseball. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting way of like
countdown.
seeing fights. That like I don't know. It is a fun way of like balancing in a different way. That's it.
And you got to see Jonas Standy as an Eldritch Knight. So basically, he is a fighter, but he has those capabilities of casting spells as
Yeah,
well.
I know Eldritch Knights super
Yeah.
well. Like that's
Because I know you thought he might have been
annoying.
a warlock.
I thought it was warlock because he summoned his blade. I thought he was a what are they called?
like a hexblade.
Hexblade. Sort
Yeah.
of. Or no,
Yeah.
Hexblade.
That's correct.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he
warlock.
with an Eldritch Knight, you can do like a weapon bond where
Yeah.
you can form and basically summon.
same thing as
yeah,
Very
exact
similar.
same mechanic.
yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, those are the kind of mechanics I had set up for those 2 characters.
Sweet.
It made sense for Jonas to be a fighter because, again, with his backstory, but
Yeah,
also being exposed to the Fae, he would have picked up maybe some magical
Spells,
components,
magic.
things like that.
Yeah.
Surrounded by it. Yeah.
But we can also talk about the second part of this
course.
episode, which is
It did. I don't want to tag one more thing, and again, we don't need to talk about it in depth, but it is interesting because I assumed that your uncle would also be a paladin.
No.
But like, so it's interesting. I'm like, so you just found religion, basically?
Oh,
Like,
that's the whole. I thought we've
Yeah.
talked about
No,
this
I
before.
know, but like, I don't know.
I didn't find the church accord until
after you got rich.
After I got rich and after I like got retired from the military, everything like that.
until he needed a hobby.
Until I needed a hobby.
Yeah, essentially.
I pretty much just was like, all right, well, I guess this is it now.
Yeah.
Just like somebody, like a dude that was just like, I'm really gonna get into Buddhism now.
Kind
Like,
of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cordism. He's going to get into cordism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just lonely, looking for a sense of community.
I just wanted to fight some.
He just needed an excuse to get out of the house before his
Yeah,
parents.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and the only person you befriended was a raccoon and a really old guy.
A cool, really old guy. I guess.
It's true.
But we can also talk about
Yes. The
Yeah.
more important side.
Oh my goodness.
I hate making decisions alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Which
You don't do that a lot though in this campaign,
No,
do you?
this is
Chris is
basically the
such
first
an
time.
asshole.
Because I also, I was like re-looking at my character sheet and I was like, I specifically have like flaws that don't do well with that either. It's all fine. It's all fine. It's silly. It's just it is interesting though that it does keep happening. Because I don't, and it's really like, I'm like, I don't know what would be the smart thing to do? Because I'm like, again, like definitely full disclosure, because we did a 2-parter meeting this character where I'm
Yeah.
like, great, we know he's a little trickster. And I'm like,
Yeah.
obviously Minx doesn't know that. Minx has no idea what's happening with anything.
Yeah.
You
Like-
role played well where you have no clue who this person
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
We all know, the audience all knows, but like
But Minx has sought out magic for fucking like
Yeah.
also like you just told me my mom is a lie. You just told me like that I was basically a promised baby Like,
Yeah.
which is
okay,
like
so let's break this down a little
very
bit.
hag magic-esque as well, which is wild.
Well, no, because your mother was pregnant with you.
She was pregnant with me and
But
touched
she
the
didn't.
stone.
She didn't
But she
like
touched
sign you over. She didn't even know about it
She accidentally dedicated her child to Loth.
by going and trying to do something for the summer court, and then like getting
se-
caught
yeah.
and exposing you to.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your parents are still your biological parents.
Oh yeah. No, that's
It's just I would assume it's more like a curse. Like you got cursed when
Yeah.
she touched the stone, right? Interesting.
But it is like, I don't know, in like other D&D lore and like other kind of like, I don't know, a lot of different like folklore stuff specifically is like baby offerings.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I do like it as like the Child of Surprise in the Witcher series is also a similar kind of thing. Or like well, not Child of Surprise, but like a gift of surprise as well. Like it's like the next unexpected thing in your home. Like I do like this, like it's a very fun theme. I hate that it's me, but it's also fun. Like I really enjoy it at the same time.
You're the
I'm
one
just
who
like,
wanted to be the darkness sorcerer.
I picked a theme.
The theme picked you. Apparently.
I do love Loth though, so that's really interesting.
Yeah,
as well.
another
'Cause,
god
like,
being introduced, and the first god that we've spoken to. First one, second one that
Like
we've seen, first one that you spoke we've spoken to in the campaign. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the first one was
in the pool.
Yeah, Avandra in the Pool of the
Avandra
Wandering
in the pool.
Wonder.
When you were talking about the dress thing, before you said the word spiders, I was, because you were just like, yeah, like this face, like I forget what you said specifically, like, but like this billowing, like glistening thing, and I was
thought
like,
it was webs.
Oh, Avandra. No, it came up like, and then you were like made of 1,000 million spiders or
spiders.
something. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, very different visual,
no.
very different.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was like, that was immediately the first thing that came to mind. Because I was like, oh, I have seen a picture of another thing that has been presented in that way.
And an interesting twist that you put on this, because for our listeners who aren't like super immersed in the D&D world, Chris bases all of his like the pantheon of gods and all of the worlds like Hallow he's named to Hallow, which is the material plane in our normal D&D
Oh, sorry
world.
to interject though. The little Hallow reference, just the mention of like
Minx's parents left the Fae because they were afraid of the magic. So they went to a world where magic was hollow.
That was such a good line.
Really good.
Fuck.
But yeah, so for our like non-D&D listeners, the fact that like we know of these gods, these are I actually kind of forgot where I was going with this.
Dylan knows nothing.
But
I know
like,
nothing.
Yeah, seeing Lolth oh no, sorry, that's not where I was going with this at all.
Sorry, I took you completely off the train of thought.
Sorry,
I
I'm
apologize.
forgetting. I got it. The way that you've interpreted the Seelie versus Unseelie, or in our case, Summer versus Winter Court, and how the Winter Court was like, it's not an eternal battle between sisters, really. It kind of is, but
it was like premeditated almost.
Determined by a god. They were the same, identical twins, and one was like poisoned effectively by a god for nefarious purposes. And it was interesting because like, I know we've got a BBEG. I know we've got fucking Faradin as our bad evil guy, but like Lolth is already like a quick number 2 there. Of like, holy shit!
If not number 1, if you.
Nah, I don't know. Faradin's extra scary.
Yeah, that's true.
Faradin scares the living bejesus out of me.
It is a combination of like homebrew from my end, but also like D&D lore, like you mentioned, like Lolth is a god in D&D, and like there are depictions of Lolth like being like in association with like Corellin, those like. So I kind of had a little twist, like, well, what if they were cast away and it was like a deep dark secret of the Fae that no one knew about, and like it's just her working the strings.
Because you've been like positioning it this whole campaign of the Fae being created by 3 gods, not 4. And then her being like jaded.
Well, even back to when like Deb was kind of explaining the skirmish of sisters to you, she's like 3 sisters, and the voice whispers lies. Like it was all like a matter of like, okay, well, she knows something that like everyone else doesn't. But even like the stone, like I think in the 2-shot, like I mentioned Erevan pulling out this black stone that like completely like sucked in all the light. Like, this is the stone, the corrupting stone.
Oh, that's the one. It kind of gave me like a little bit when she was explaining the story of it all, like with the stone. It did kind of feel like Lord of the Rings a little bit, where like she like, found the
your evil MacGuffin.
Very Gollum, like just pouring over this like poisoned like little diamond.
Very cool way of like tying that into the Queen of Air and Darkness between like it sounds like she was a good fairy, and then kind
our
of with the stone got corrupted. So very, very cool and like interesting way of like sort of playing with that. Because I think originally, I'm not quite sure with the D&D lore, but like I'm assuming the Queen of Air and Darkness is just always evil.
There are like variations that like the Queen of Air and Darkness does have this like night stone or like this black diamond.
Okay.
So I thought, maybe I'll play off of that a little bit and add a little more backstory that like maybe the listeners who like D&D won't be familiar with.
Cool.
Kind of throw them off a little bit.
That was great. Before we wrap up talking about the episode, fuck you, Chris, for making my mom be essentially a husk being controlled.
It wasn't your mom. It wasn't your mom.
My mom. Where is my mom?
That's a good question.
God damn it! Where is she?
I don't know.
He's still thinking about it. He doesn't know yet.
Oh,
I haven't planned the next episode yet.
Is he in Ervin's other pocket?
No, just the top hat.
Just the top hat.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
Well,
that was a good twist.
Thank you.
I would say, and like I know I kind of like briefly like said it like midway through the episode because I got stressed, but I was like, what would you guys have done
Yeah.
in this space?
I think I would have done exactly the same thing.
Like-
Here's the thing.
Well, Dylan would have put up a long speech and then done.
Yes,
the same thing.
100%.
like, would you have just said
God
no to
damn,
evil?
your Jonas Brothers shit was
you're
pissing me the fuck off.
I know you're really upset about that. I was having a blast.
Oh,
I was on the computer
I
searching.
couldn't even
lyrics.
give myself the time to
I have-
like
I have
emotionally
them
connect
all.
to Jonas because you were reciting off lyrics of
I have one.
Jonas
I have
Brothers.
one teed up for the next episode.
I'm sure you do. My uncle's dead.
It's true. Okay, maybe I'll drop it now so we don't
He's
have to
gonna say it
continue
in
the
the
thing.
funeral.
Let's keep it going.
Okay. All right, I'll leave it for the other episode. It's okay.
It's now canonical, yeah.
I'm gonna say it now because it's perfect for if we were to see more tracks leading a certain way, like Kinala's tracks. I believe that the road that people lead helps you find the one you need.
What song is that?
I don't know.
I was watching on the whole episode, just Google Jonas Brother
Dylan's gonna
lyrics, and I'm
quote
just like
Jonas Brothers
shaking my
the
head.
rest of the campaign.
But shit, there was something I wanted to say to you, Chris. Aside from fuck you for making
for
my
the
mom
mom twist?
Ervin Alessier.
Yeah.
Darn, I forgot. I'm so sorry. We talked about Jonas Brothers and lost it all.
Moving forward into next steps, ideas for where we're going next. Any ideas? Like the ideas part of our.
Well, we have to go find Ervin.
Well, we have
Yeah.
to find
We have
each
to go
other
find
and
them.
Yeah.
then find. I
Yeah,
guess find Ervin.
I'm gonna step outside this throne room and figure out. I don't know where I am on the map.
Well, because you asked, okay, 'cause I remember now, because you asked her, like, what would we have done? You're, I don't know, like, you were kind of fucked the whole time. Like, I would have just had to, like, I would have gone with the flow of it in hopes to, like, maybe find a moment, but, like, it seems like, you know.
I've had a lot of shitty dice rolls on a lot of my stuff
Yeah.
too, which
You
sucks.
did.
But like,
But
tough.
you had some great ones for your wisdom saving throws.
Yeah.
Without giving too much away, like
I was very thankful for that because I didn't want to
very,
see that
very
go
important.
bad.
Yeah, very important that you didn't.
Because you might have been trapped in there in that
I
other
don't know
dimension.
what that would have been.
It probably- you put a
Possession or
or
something.
entrapment.
Oh,
Because you had
my
the spider.
brain stayed there.
Yeah. Who then I don't know. You would have been a husk or something, or like
I just
controlled
show
by.
up with Ervin
Oh my god!
at the place.
And you speak as so many things. Wow.
I take on your mom's skin.
Oh, my
God.
goodness! Everyone's my mom. Mama.
We now know kind of for sure that Faradin and
They're not
Ervin
all the same.
opposing.
they're opposing.
Yeah.
Which leads me to like question. Okay, I don't know whether we're short resting or whatever. How we're gonna track Ervin, where we're going. I have no idea. But if we do come across them kind of scuffling it out, what side are we on? Do we temporarily
I think
work
we're
with
our
Ervin?
third side.
We let them go at it as
Yeah.
long as they possibly
think that's the
can
move.
and sneak.
Oh, we're so good at that. Yeah.
Two out of three of us have disadvantage on stealth, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool.
Who has the bag of holding?
Nobody.
Kinala, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Kinala has the bag of holding with the moss in it, right?
Yeah. The
Yes.
one to
Okay.
hold the sword. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which is not Kinala. That is
Sorry, Ervin Alessier, who has
Alessier.
now put a top hat on and disappeared.
Yeah.
So never mind.
but he just wants to keep the sword where it is, right? He was
That's
given
right.
he was so
Yeah.
so our plan of attack is really steal a bag,
Steal a bag and then
sneak be against all odds,
grab the sword.
to grab a sword, all while a
Flip off.
new demigod
Yeah.
and an old demigod fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give
Simple, right?
Give
Let-
the two birds and get
let
out of there.
them duke it out.
Yeah.
We
It's so
pass
easy.
That's
by
if they're
quietly.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't seem happy leaving.
Yeah.
So that's a positive.
I'm afraid fucking Faradin's just gonna go like flick of his finger and Ervin Elsier gone. Who cares?
I don't know.
Honestly-
Erevan summoned a fucking dragon thing that we were fighting the last time.
I think it's going to be an epic fight. I think it's going to be an epic fight.
We're gonna bring popcorn.
We're going to bring popcorn.
Bring popcorn?
You
Okay.
spend 5 turns just watching.
Yeah, honestly, I do it.
The
I
only
do it.
the only seed that we could have popped unfortunately has been used on Clue. So
On the bush.
yeah, on the bush.
Yeah.
What a waste.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I
No,
guess.
no, it's not you. That was a great idea.
Yeah,
You're right. If he would have been hit again, there would be no point. He would just keep dropping, and I would just be wasting potions. So the fact that I got to roll you into, I think that was a good call.
It was a good call.
Well, hindsight's 2020 also with rounds happening.
Yeah.
But like, it's
Yeah, but
good
you
to
guys didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, we can sleep now.
yes.
Yeah,
But we have to find Minx first.
we can do that after.
Also,
She's fine.
Is the Queen of Air and Darkness just being held hostage?
Basically, it
sounds
seems
like
like
it.
got so corrupted, basically blew
Disappeared?
apart into particles, and is now just in the ethos of the Fae, being the Queen of Air and Darkness.
She built
But
this
like
city,
no
but she's not.
consciousness necessarily.
She's not operating the city.
No, wait. There's no city. There's no
She
shit.
built this city
Okay.
on
Chris.
a rock.
Yeah,
she
she
built it
does-
on a
wait,
rock.
does-
On a rock and roll. Built
Does
this
rolls,
city.
D&D.
Queen of
Yo!
Air and Darkness
Yeah.
have a consciousness still?
Add
Yeah.
it to the CD.
Yeah.
And it's still
Yeah.
and it's still alive in heavy quotation.
I mean, the presence is definitely there. I mean, you saw the shadows on the wall,
Yeah.
Minx. Like, she's still there, present. It's
Saw
just
the writings on the
It's
wall.
still-
There you go.
It's still her domain.
Yes, it's still her domain, the same way that it's still Titania's domain, even though like Titania has like these like gods.
Gotcha.
The same way the Queen of Air and Darkness has her secret god.
Yeah, like if someone came into your house and killed you, and then just like was in your house.
Also, assuming a lot of the poison that's been existing in the Sealy court is Loth seeping.
Yeah.
Seeping
Yeah.
Loth.
Sleeping Loth.
It's not good.
But a lot to unpack, and maybe we'll do it later on. But moving away a little bit from the episode,
Yeah.
let's move into the second part of our last call, which is where we just kind of talk about what we're doing, what we're watching, what we're reading.
good
Shoot the shit.
idea.
I have been playing a game called Animal Well, and I am really enjoying it. I don't know if I talked about this in the last episode. I don't think I did. But I don't know if you guys know Video Game Donkey on YouTube.
Donkey Kong?
I think no, not Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay, I'd not heard of that.
He's like a video game reviewer, but like he's kind of he's made his profile. Oh, whatever. He's
I
made his
know.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know him.
I know.
Anyway, it's a very specific type of video game content. But he has a publishing company that he created called Big Mode, and they just released their first game called Animal Well, which was made by one dude. Everything it's awesome. It's absolutely fantastic.
Ooh.
It's kind of like an open world, like 2D side scroller in a weird way.
Oh, cool.
But it's like it's really well done. It's like not too long of a game, but not a lot of instructions. You kind of just have to figure it out as you go.
Like a Hollow Knight when you say open world?
Kind of,
You just-
kind of
okay.
like a Hollow Knight,
Okay.
exactly. Where you kind of
Cool.
like, you get to parts of the map and you're like, I can't progress until I find this thing, and then it turns out that thing is just a frisbee, and then with that frisbee you can. It's really sick. I highly recommend checking it out. It's been a lot of fun to play.
That's really cool.
That is
yeah,
cool.
yeah, and like it's he made his own video game engine for this to make this game, and it's a very cool mix of like 8-bit style and then like really high quality particle effects that happen. Anyway, check it out. It's called Animal Well. It's not
What do you
too
play it on?
expensive. PlayStation, I think Switch. It's out on Switch, and then PC.
Oh, cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, check it out. Animal Well. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hartley, what are you doing?
Oh God, so much.
Cool. Maggie?
So busy.
What-
So many things to do.
Sorry.
I finished Mistborn. Sorry, I finished the first book of Mistborn.
You
I
said
loved
that
it. I
too.
did last time.
Last
Okay,
call.
sorry.
Yeah. You can talk about it
No,
again.
no,
It's
it's
one of
cool,
my
it's cool,
favorite
it's cool.
books.
No,
Absolutely.
it's okay.
I finished fucking what's it called?
You finished fucking? Finally.
I finished.
We've been fucking for so
took a
long,
long
dude.
time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I finished.
It's been a while.
I can't fucking think.
It's been a while. Hartley's
Hartley, you
very
did
tired
so
today.
much.
Yeah, I did so much.
It's like talking to
finished-
your boss at the end of the day. I
Yeah.
did so. What'd you do? Wow.
Trust me.
Wow.
I opened up some emails.
I finished Before They Were Hanged, which is the book I talked about last call.
How was it?
Very good.
Nice.
And now
Did they get hanged at the very end of the book?
no?
Oh,
Okay, so is there a sequel?
spoilers.
So it was deceitful title then.
So it's before. They're hanged.
Anyway,
Should be the name of the book.
So sorry.
I'm halfway through Last Argument of Kings, which is the third of the 3 books.
Oh,
That's going to be cool.
It's the third of the 3 books. It's the first book, the first argument of the kings, and the second book, the second argument of the kings, and the third book, the last argument of the kings.
No, the second book is before they're hanged.
Really?
Of course, it's a trilogy.
Oh, it's a trilogy.
Michael!
Sorry, I thought maybe you were
Michael!
reading 2 separate trilogies.
No.
Oh, okay.
I went from the second to the third book. Okay.
Mike, I thought the same thing. I'm so sorry.
my
there you
God.
go.
Riley, you read a lot of books.
Yeah, and then
You
I'm playing.
eat them,
In a
dude.
good
I think
way.
it's a problem.
We did establish that he does
Yes.
eat them.
Yeah.
I do eat
Yeah.
them after every time I read.
Yeah.
You can't have a book club because there's no
what
books
else
in
am I
it.
supposed to eat? What?
I don't
Like
know.
Chicken? Ugh.
I don't know.
Foolish.
Paper.
Paper.
Yeah.
That's where it's and ink. Maybe too much ink. I would
Dude,
Good.
okay, calm down. I'm getting hungry. And Kay and I are playing A Plague Tale Requiem, which
Nice.
is
All
Oh,
the fucking
sick.
rats, right?
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
Is that split screen?
No.
Okay, cool.
No,
Do
no,
you
no.
like it? I played the little teaser part of it on PlayStation.
I think
We
I also
have
played that.
recently started. The mechanics are great. It's so cheap of a game
Yeah.
right
It's
now.
been around for a bit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
But
finish
the
Fallout?
mechanics are great. No, you fizzled
Yeah.
out on Fallout. It's just all of those games.
big
We've
game,
talked
yeah.
about this before. It's like games that are that big, with the only exception in my life being Skyrim. I always get overwhelmed by it, and I can never quite finish.
There's so much to do.
I
Yeah.
all of the Red Deads. I love them. I watch other people play them,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of playing them myself, I get overwhelmed and I stop. I feel like straight up anxiety trying
It's
to
too
play
stressful.
It.
Yeah,
I don't like
there's so
playing
many
them.
things to do.
Yeah, I like single player games that are kind of like linear.
Yeah.
Kind of railroaded
if
by default.
I like
Yeah.
railroady by default,
Yeah.
but that require technical application,
Yeah.
like in the like
And the finger
in
joints.
the finger joints. I like
the
things
fingies.
that
The
require
fingies.
skill, but don't like just say, "All right, here's a world, go." Actually, Elden Ring was the other. Skyrim and Elden Ring are the two
didn't
that I did.
finish Elden Ring.
I did
You have
finish
that on
Elden
me.
Ring, yeah.
I didn't. I got stuck at the school with the fox.
Oh shit! Early
Oh
boss.
shit!
Early
Okay,
boss.
And I never made it.
Honestly, that was a tough one to get through, and then
I
once
did
you got
so
through,
much exploring to try to beef
Yeah.
up, and I just never did it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it kept two hitting me. And I was
Yeah.
like, this game makes me sad now. I'm going to go back and play The Witcher 3 again.
yeah,
It's always the comfort game. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
great. I'll just collect herbs.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then you look at how many hours you've played it on the PlayStation like screen, and you're like, shit,
Oh, shit.
that's 80 hours,
Yeah.
and I'm not even halfway done.
80.
25%. Yeah, that's my stat at Elden Ring. 25%, 80 hours.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it, I was like, I think I just need to stop now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
But
Maggie?
it's oh, sorry.
No.
I was gonna say, and it's so tough to jump back in because it's one of those games where it's like if you don't play it for like half a year, couple
No,
months,
you would never
even,
play it again.
You're like,
it
you're like,
needs to be done
you
continuously.
sit down and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? What's the story again?
I was talking to a friend about that in Stardew because I've been playing like the newer release of it.
yeah,
and I'm
the
just
DLC.
like, as soon as I leave it for like a week, I'm like,
Yeah.
Restart.
I don't remember my routine. I'm like, because then I like guilt
Yeah.
myself where I'm like, no, I had a mission and I had to go to the island and I had to do the
Yeah.
thing and I owe this person milk. Like it's
Yeah.
just, I start stressing myself out about it and I'm like, oh, my flow is gone. I now
Yeah.
need to restart the game.
Yeah.
It's all about flow for sure.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is.
I haven't been playing anything. I've been watching a couple things. Honestly, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Jenny Nicholson stuff on YouTube. She is like my comfort
I think
YouTuber that I will like.
I
She
know the
puts out
name,
like
actually.
doc journalism, like review stuff on very ridiculous things. She did but she also really specifically does like a lot of experience based reviews. Like she did it like a 3.5 maybe hour long thing about Nevermore.
Okay.
Which
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the fantasy park that came and was never meant to be, but is still kind of, I think, still going. But she just recently did a 4-hour plus, like basically a documentary about her experience doing like the Disney pitch of the Star Wars experience.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's just, she's such a comfort because she's so good at breaking it down. I love her so much. I love her so much. But I think I've rewatched the Nevermore one like a couple of times because I just like listening to her talk, honestly.
It's all the personality.
Because like, and like she basically said something at the end because like the overall thing is like, she's like, I went and did this experience to talk about it. I didn't go on their like paid week of like, oh God, I'm terrible with words. But the way that like where it's like, oh yeah, like you know these influencers went, we did a media week.
Influencers in, they have them staying at hotels. It's all tailored for the influencer experience.
Well, specifically like through Disney, it's so bad. Exactly. And she was just like, if you're gonna get paid to do the experience, do the job of like doing a good review. And like I give her so much credit to like how much work she puts into these videos. Like, and they're like months, if not potentially years apart from each other. But like, it's I would highly recommend if you're like, I need somebody to listen to. Like, I like video stuff. Like, I can't always do podcasts.
What's her name again?
Jenny Nicholson.
Jenny Nicholson.
I have heard of her before. I hear a lot of people who are like, it's their comfort kind of videos.
And like, she is a person that I'm just like, I just love listening to her talk. And apart from that, not much. I've just been watching
reminded
shows.
Me when you said experiential. Last night, I did a VR experience. Where you've seen it in Toronto here. There's you're in a kind of like warehouse area.
How is that?
Where you've got the like.
The goggles.
The
like
goggles
the
and the gun.
And the gun, and it was like a zombie outbreak experience.
Cool.
Was it the Cineplex one or
no? You're walking around in this, and
did you have a pad?
No, you don't have a pad. You're with other people in a massive room.
The Steam Whistle location?
No, it is called Zero Latency.
Okay, cool. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Okay,
weird thumbs. I expected it to be cool.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Do you have a gun and stuff? Like you can shoot?
No, you've got a full, like, it's not like controllers. You got a trigger and a gun, and you can swap between a assault rifle and a shotgun, and the shotgun has like a pump action on the bottom. And they are throwing a lot of fucking zombies at you, and they fall down from the ceiling, and there's jump scares, and they come from all angles, so you need to be like turning, and you can crouch, and you can.
So on a scale of like 1 to 10, like how immersive did you feel? Like, were you generally terrified in some situations?
It's a game. Like at the end of the day, you've got a gun in front of you and a laser, and there's no feedback.
Yeah.
But as far as an experience can go, it was half an hour fully immersed, like no pauses, half an hour of like moving to location to location. And they pretty much, the way you don't realize it, you don't realize you're in a room.
Yeah.
You're like on a rooftop, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then they'll have you like they had you took an elevator up to the top, and then you had to walk along the outside of a building on like effectively like piping. And so you can look down, and it's like
spooky.
And there's a wall there, and that's the only time they stopped us in the whole experience, where they're like, don't put your hand on the wall, there's no wall there. Because Caroline was there, and she was trying to like, because she's afraid of heights, she's trying to get away. And it's
stabilize.
And it's kind of weird because every now and then they'll have you like go up a ramp or something like that, and you're walking on flat ground. So they say like, don't stumble. Remember, you're still walking on flat ground, and your character moves up. Weird feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of fun. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Do they pump other like stimulations in it too as well? Like if you're on a rooftop and like the wind is blowing, do they have like wind blowing in the room or anything?
No.
Okay, it's just like visual and like audio.
Visual and audio. The one bug thing, and I understand why they have to do it, is every time you got close to a person, these little red triangles would appear and close in on your vision, and then you'd get a whoop whoop whoop
like a
in
proximity
your ear,
thing.
which
So you don't
makes
bump
sense,
into each other.
But every now and then they'd have you in like an elevator, which is only, the size of this table, and the whole time you're going up the elevator, you've got a guy screaming in your ears like the mission commander orders thing, and you hear that and just whoop whoop whoop
during the whole thing,
and I'm like getting sensory deprivation just from all the noise.
But that's interesting because you can you can see the person in the game, like it's mapped to them, correct?
Mapped to them.
So like, why do you need the triangles?
Because it's not like perfect mapping.
Oh, I see.
So like
I see.
Anytime you get within like, call it touching distance, you and I, if we extended our arms and touched, that's when it would like the whoop whooping would start a little bit.
Just so like you don't get spooked and just run into each other.
Exactly.
Like,
And there are moments where they're like, don't run, because like you can see where people, and I was straight up, I was just booking it. I was running because eventually there's like these 2 squads and like you're playing the same mission in groups of 4. And you're rotating around each other. So you never see them.
Right.
But you're in the same space.
Interesting.
And then at the end for like the boss battle thing, you all come to the same space, and you're pretty much the whole room is your playground.
That's pretty sick.
And it's like there's a helicopter that you're shooting at, and it's going in 360, and it's awesome because the controller, you can literally like walk and fire as you're walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was cool, man. It was cool, and it's like $50.
That's
sick.
It's cool.
Yeah. I've seen some places where they have like the warehouse built to be like exactly mapped like the virtual space. I've seen a few of those, and I feel like that would be really interesting. Like where like if you're going up a ramp, you're actually going up a ramp. Or like if you're in an elevator, you're actually going up an elevator. Like
well, that's why I asked about the walk, because like there are some with the walking pads now that can just like kind of turn with you in directions, and it is like a nice.
This was 8 people in a room.
Yeah,
it was like it was cool.
Sweet.
I would recommend for sure.
Sweet.
Nice.
To the point where I might go back and do a different one, because they've got like different. They've got a Far Cry one. They've got a.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shout out Marvel. Sponsor us.
Fuck Marvel.
Marvel is not Far Cry.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
It's like Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft. Yeah.
Chris, what have you been doing?
I finished Fantasy High Junior Year. So
Nice.
fun.
So good.
Great series. And I'm not making any promises, but the next last call that we record, maybe I might have started playing Baldur's Gate.
He's doing it. He's finally doing it.
I'll
Shit,
believe it when I see it.
I gotta start playing Baldur's Gate then. If you're playing it,
I am in the process of thinking of buying.
I am in the process of considering.
So hard.
I have begun to consider.
Yes, I've begun to consider the
And that's
process
the
of
first step.
contemplating whether I should buy it or not, which I
Yes.
think I should.
Yes.
And I probably will by the time we record the next last call.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Future congratulations.
Thank
Future
you.
congrats.
Future thank you.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm so excited for you. Holy shit.
I hope you're excited for just the rest of the campaign will be Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
I'm so-
I am excited.
Maggie, I'm so curious who he's going to have sex with first. I honestly think I'm like. I think you might be a Lae'zel boy. Yeah, I think you're a Lae'zel.
I give out Lae'zel vibes.
No. Submissive vibes.
Okay.
I feel like you could also like potentially. I don't know.
Or
how
is that just me?
Would you romance men? Would you do it? Yeah.
If it was in the right
I
situation.
could also see you.
If they had the biggest sword.
I could
If they
see
had the
you
biggest sword,
doing
yeah.
like
a la Clustandy.
Will or Gale as well, because I do think Will is very like the Prince Charming
Yeah, it's
default
true.
character, which I'm just like, yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
but like,
mouthing
but maybe
and
not.
prison-
But maybe not.
But maybe not.
But it doesn't have to.
Right, it's Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's Gate. You have options.
Anything can happen.
I'm gonna re-listen to this last call when I start playing and get what you guys are talking
Right,
about.
right,
Because I
right.
have no context.
But also Gale, because I just think that he's very charismatic.
I will romance based on what the dice tell me to do.
I will
don't-
romance.
I don't know if you would
I
romance
choose to
Astarion.
romance?
I think you would find Astarion mean.
Yeah, I'm considering.
Well, like, and that's the thing. I think you would do it. I don't think Chris would do it. But that's we'll see.
It'll be a big tell.
The
We'll
dice
figure out
will
if we're the same.
We'll create a feature for the last calls moving forward of like, who's Chris shagging now?
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
Me. Oh, that's
But
great.
anyways, I think that'll do it for this last call for Trouble at the Tavern. Joined once again by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie. We'll see you next time. Take it away with the Slow Fade Jazz.